Hello again, this is Mike from Mike's Multi Training, working in conjunction with Classical Martial Arts of Long Island for our fitness and self-defense program, sending out, obviously, you guys to people's homes to make them the best versions of themselves, both in the self-defense realm and the fitness realm. So I want to go over some uh, pieces of equipment that you might come across when you go to a client's home, or you may in fact provide this equipment yourself, or yourselves, I should say. One of the things I want to talk about is a suspension trainer. Okay, there's a bunch of them out there. We don't endorse any specific brand or company. This is just basic suspension trainers that we use. I use with my clients, and this is a really great training tool. I want to show you some exercises for this. So we're going to talk about some upper body stuff first. Okay, one is just a simple row. Okay, and when you do this, you want to make sure that you maintain a backward lean. Okay, and I'm just doing a basic neutral grip row. So if you can kind of envision what I'm doing, it's as if I'm taking two dumbbells, I'm just bringing them with my thumbs towards my armpits and driving my elbows back. It's the basic row that you'll see. Okay, and if I do it off on an off angle, you might be able to see that a little bit better, but that's the basic movement pattern. Now, one of the things I can do with my feet to make it a little bit more challenging, okay, create a little bit more of an unstable base, by which I can then create a little bit more stability in my core, all my musculature for that matter. Okay, I want to sometimes go up on my heels. So I literally rock onto my heels, which will provide my body an opportunity to kind of move in this fashion a little bit more smoothly. If it's tough for your clients, or as a beginning client, you may want to have them put their feet flat rather than go up onto their heels, if you will, so that they're able to rock a little bit more smoothly. But again, that's all preference, and it all depends on your client's level of experience and your expertise as a trainer. So that's a basic row. Okay, you can incorporate different grips: pronated grip, palms down; supinated grip, palms up, just working different muscles in that regard, get a little bit of a different flavor to that particular exercise. Chest, basic bench press or chest press. Notice how I'm on my toes. The wider I go, the more stable base I have. The more narrow I am, I have a little bit more of an unstable base, creating a little more stability within my core. But again, that is all about the experience of your client, how you're progressing as such. Okay. So again, I'm on my toes. My hips are in. Okay, I don't want to put my butt back here. You're going to see a lot of clients do this because they're a little bit afraid. If you have a suspension trainer, if they have one at home, keep their hips in, and you're working a simple bench press this way. If somebody's got a shoulder problem, I want to turn my hands in a little bit to a neutral grip position. It puts a little less stress on my shoulder joint, okay, in that regard. Another one for chest here, I could do a fly movement, okay? So it's the same kind of muscle groups, if you will, working my pectoralis major, my minor, my anterior deltoids. Okay, I can even combine this movement when I do a fly and then a press. Okay, so these are great exercises working your pecs, chest muscles. Okay, so we have our rows we showed first. We did our chest. Now we're going to do rear delts. So if you were to do a rear delt raise, working the rear part of your shoulders, I'm going to do it off the suspension trainer here. Okay, and when I do it, I'm just bringing my body upright. So from here, I pull myself upright. These are called T's. Okay, basic exercises. Okay, working the rear delts. So as I pull my body up, okay, I'm going to come to an upright position. The key is maintain a backward lean so I have constant tension on those muscles. Okay? Another good one, more advanced if you will, is I'm going to pull my arms back here into a high pull position. I'm going to try to rotate my palms up and push up like a shoulder press. Okay? So it's kind of a 4 or 5 part movement. So this would be 1 from here. Rotate my palms up, that's 2. Press, that's 3. Bring it down, 4. And letting it out is 5. Boom, okay? Again, I'm maintaining a backward lean. I'm up on my heels in this regard, so my body's able to rock a little bit more smoothly forward and backward. But again, I'm working my shoulders with a high pull and a press combination, okay? So you can incorporate the first rear delt row and also here, okay? Another one we can do for upper body, which is called a hinge movement. So I'm working my low back, but I'm also pulling my arms up, working again the rear parts of my body, my posterior chain. So I'm here, and then I come up, okay? I can work that in with a Y if I want, okay? The T, what we call an I, but I'm hinging, okay? Which is a cool movement because I'm just kind of gaining a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more movement pattern, right? Training movement, not just muscles in that regard. Biceps, the same scenario. Maintain that backward lean. Keep my elbows on an imaginary shelf and take my knocking knuckles up towards my tops of my shoulders, okay? So that I'm working my biceps. Over here, I come up this way. All right, keep my elbows high. Turn my knocking knuckles up towards the tops of my shoulders. What I don't want to do is have my wrists bend this way because I can strain my wrists. So I want to maintain that arc, okay, as such. Okay, here, one more time, boom, and down. Elbows are on an imaginary shelf. Knocking knuckles are rolling up, curved towards the tops of my shoulders. Getting a little more forearm activation, but I'm saving my wrists from being strained. Okay, biceps, that's one movement. Another one is called a bear hug curl. So my elbows are flared out to the sides, kind of like a double concentration curl. If I were here, or a gorilla curl we call them. We're going to do it off the suspension trainer, pardon me. So we're in here, this way, okay? So it looks like this. Okay, elbows high and horizontal to the ground. Okay, triceps, backs of my arms. Again, I'm keeping my hips in. I'm up on my toes. Widen my base a little bit for stability, and I'm doing this. It's just like a tricep extension, or what they call a French press. My knocking knuckles are pointing forward. I don't want to bend my wrist backwards. I want to keep those knocking knuckles forward, and I push out accordingly. Keep my elbows as close as I can to my body or my head. Okay, if I want a little bit more of a challenge, go behind my head. I get a little bit more range of motion, but just be careful, and of course be aware of your client's expertise in this regard. Their fitness levels. So you're using the PAR-Q, making sure that they are ready to perform exercises, also their health history update form or health history form. Always got to look at that stuff, before you even engage in any exercise with your clients as such.